Story 1 of 3. Patent expirations to bring ultra-cheap Ozempic generics to Australia and global markets. Patent expirations to bring ultra-cheap Ozempic generics to Australia and global markets. Here's what every outlet agrees on. Ozempic patents expire in Australia in late 2029 and again in 2031, allowing generics to enter the market. Indian generic Ozempic costs 1290 rupees, $20 per month for vial injections or 4,500 rupees, $55 for pen-style devices, compared to $299 per month in Australia. Novo Nordisk's shares have dropped 45% over the past 12 months to 240 Danish kroner, $54, due to generic competition. Natco Pharma in India is offering a generic version of Ozempic. A 2018 Swedish study found gastric band patients had a 14.4% divorce rate within 6 years versus 8.2% in the general population. But not all outlets told the same story. Both sources are identical. No contradictions exist between SMH and Thej. This story was covered by Sydney Morning Herald and The Age. Story 2 of 3. Sydney summers lengthening and intensifying due to climate change. Sydney summers lengthening and intensifying due to climate change. Here's what every outlet agrees on. Sydney's summer length increased by about 15 days every decade since 1990, compared to the 1961 to 1990 baseline. Sydney's summer period grew from 65 days, 1961 to 1970, to 130 days, 2014 to 2023. The study analyzed 10 global mid-latitude cities, including Sydney, Minneapolis, Paris, Reykjavik, Toronto, Tokyo, St. Petersburg. Researchers defined summer by temperature thresholds, e.g., 21 degrees Celsius for Sydney, using 1961 to 1990 data as a baseline. Ted Scott, PhD candidate, University of British Columbia, led the study published in * Environmental Research Letters Star. But not all outlets told the same story. The Guardian and News.com.au say Sydney's summer lengthened by 15 days per decade since 1990, but News.com.au also claims a nearly 50 days increase since 1990 without clarifying the timeframe. The Guardian specifies Sydney's summer threshold temperature is 21 degrees Celsius, while ABC and News.com.au do not mention this exact figure. This story was covered by ABC News, The Guardian, and News.com.au. Story 3 of 3. Gina Rinehart's legal battle over Hope Downs mining royalties and assets. Gina Rinehart's legal battle over Hope Downs mining royalties and assets. Here's what every outlet agrees on. A judgment is expected on Wednesday, the 14th of April, 2026, in the Western Australian Supreme Court regarding Gina Rinehart's legal battle over Hope Downs iron ore mine royalties and assets. The dispute involves Gina Rinehart, Hancock Prospecting, and the Wright family, Wright Prospecting, who claim entitlement to half of a 2.5% royalty stream from Hope Downs, potentially worth hundreds of millions to billions of dollars. The Hope Downs mine is a joint venture between Hancock Prospecting, Gina Rinehart, and Rio Tinto, producing about 50 million tons of iron ore annually. The legal case involves claims by the Wright family, including Angela Bennett and Gina Rinehart's children, John Hancock and Bianca Rinehart, over assets and royalties tied to agreements made between Lang Hancock and Peter Wright in the 1950s and 1980s. The case began in July 2023 and involved 15,000 pages of submissions, with top lawyers representing both sides. But not all outlets told the same story. The ABC states Hancock Prospecting received a 2.5% royalty from Hope Downs, while The Guardian and Newscomau imply the 2.5% royalty is shared between Hancock Prospecting and Rio Tinto, with the Wright family claiming half of that, 1.25%. The ABC mentions a 1986 letter as significant evidence for the Wright family, while Gina Rinehart's lawyers dismiss it as of the most peripheral relevance in the case. The Guardian states Hancock Prospecting reported a $832 million profit from Hope Downs in 2025, while the ABC does not mention this specific figure. This story was covered by ABC News, The Guardian, and news.com.au.